Join me as I dive into the mystery of this enigmatic shadow that seems to be watching me. Can I uncover its secrets before it's too late? There's something unsettling about the feeling of being watched, isn't there? It's as if you can sense an unseen presence lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. But what if I told you that this feeling is more than just paranoia? What if I told you that there are enigmatic forces at play, watching our every move, and gathering information about us without our knowledge or consent? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? One that raises more questions than answers. We live in an era where surveillance technologies have become an integral part of our daily lives. From social media tracking our online behavior to governments monitoring our every move, it's hard to escape the feeling that we're living in a giant surveillance state. And it's not just governments. Private companies are also in on the game, collecting our data and using it to manipulate our behavior. The sense of urgency around this issue is palpable. We need to wake up and realize the implications of living in a world where our privacy is slowly being eroded. Think about it. Our online activities, our locations, our conversations, and even our thoughts are being monitored and analyzed. It's a scary thought, especially when you consider the fact that most of us are unaware of the extent of this surveillance. We're told it's for our own good, that it's necessary to keep us safe from terrorism and cyber threats. But is it really worth the cost of our privacy and freedom? I mean, what's the point of having freedom of speech if our words are being monitored and censored? The most disturbing part is that we're not even aware of the extent of this surveillance. We're living in a world where our data is being harvested, packaged, and sold to the highest bidder. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we're the ones providing the product, our personal information. And what's even more sinister is that we're often complicit in this process, willingly sharing our data with companies and governments under the guise of convenience and security. But here's the thing. It's not just about the technology. It's about the people behind it, the ones who are using it to manipulate, control, and exploit us. It's about the motivations behind this surveillance and the real-life consequences it has on individuals and communities. We're not just talking about abstract concepts like privacy and freedom. We're talking about real people whose lives have been affected by this surveillance. Did you know that in 2010, Edward Snowden revealed that the NSA was collecting phone records of millions of Americans? It was a scandal that rocked the world, and yet very little has changed since then. In fact, surveillance has only become more sophisticated, more widespread, and more invasive. We're living in a world where our every move is being tracked, our every conversation is being monitored, and our every thought is being analyzed. But here's the thing. There's a twist. A surprising insight that changes everything. You see, I was talking to a friend recently who shared a personal story about how they were targeted by a private company for their online activities. They were being monitored, tracked, and even harassed online. It was a terrifying experience, one that made them realize the true extent of surveillance in our society. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just about technology. It's about power. It's about who has control over our information and what they're doing with it. The truth is, we're living in a world where our personal information is being used as a weapon against us. It's being used to manipulate us, to control us, and to exploit us. And the worst part is, we're often complicit in this process. We're the ones giving away our data, our privacy, and our freedom. We're the ones who need to take back control. So what can we do about it? Well, for starters, we need to be aware of the surveillance that surrounds us. We need to understand the extent of it, the motivations behind it, and the real-life consequences it has on individuals and communities. We need to take back control of our personal information, and we need to demand accountability from those who are using it against us. It's a daunting task, but it's one we need to take seriously. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever experienced surveillance in your life? Share your stories, and let's continue the conversation. Also, if you're interested in learning more about privacy issues, check out my video on data protection and online safety. It's a topic that's more important now than ever.